And hello, welcome. I am so glad that you are joining us to check out this evening's presentation of it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk gut health. We're going to talk about what the body should be doing, but for a lot of people isn't. We're just going to talk about all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I want to be respectful of your time. We have an incredible audience tonight, and I love that. My name is Michael McGrail. I have been a gut health fanatic and advocate for 10 years now. I never anticipated being that guy. I was introduced to gut health when a friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, like, what if you lost 80 or 90 pounds like I did?" And I said, "I'd probably wither away and get sucked up in the wind and just like disappear." Not something I was interested in. It worked really well for him, but I came in as a skeptic when he said, "What if you had more energy and you slept better at night?" My background, give you a quick overview. Very happily married to a wife of it's about to be 20 years. I have two incredible children, super proud of them. I deployed 6 times with the Marine Corps. I stepped foot in 25 countries through the course of my career. I got to do all the really cool things. What I didn't know when I signed up for the military is that I was going to bring home bad dreams. I was going to bring home restlessness. I was going to bring home a gauntlet of health issues. The solution that the military had was simple: take this medication, come back in a couple months, we'll give you some more medication, and that's how it's going to be the rest of your life. So when Plexus was first introduced to me, I came in thinking nothing was really going to help out. And within 3 days, my daily nap disappeared. It wasn't something that I thought about, it wasn't something that I was trying for. I just got home and I had the energy to hang out with my kids. So our entire passion here is living healthier, happier, and enjoying all the great fruits of life. So, what we're going to talk about this evening is going to be simply what is gut health? How does this system work? I'm going to let a couple folks with some incredible testimonies share their story with you because truly every one of them is different. Every one of them is phenomenal. And I guarantee after doing this for 10 years, you know people in your life, whether you're watching this for yourself or for a loved one, or just that person who works with you at office and is always complaining about their health issues. There is somebody near you that will benefit from this. All right. And I love it because truly, for less than a cup of Starbucks a day, most people are able to get exactly what they need, and it makes all the difference in the world, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit the fast forward button a little bit. I'm gonna put Rachel on the spot and ask her to share just for a minute or two what her overall experience was before I even get into the product. Rachel, would you mind sharing?
Use IBS, GERD, acid reflux, indigestion for a year for CAT scans, upper GIs, colonoscopies. They still couldn't find out what was the matter, so they just diagnosed me with IBS. I started Plexus, and it has changed my life. I sleep better, and I feel great. I have energy. I'm off 3 of my medications because I don't need them. My body is functioning the way it's supposed to.
I love that. Thank you. And it's simple, right? So Rachel, you're taking Slim in the morning, you're taking your gut health combo at night. I know you also love the sweet tea flavored Slim,
Yes.
and you recently decided to try the Slim and Trim combo. So I'm going to I'm going to give you a quick overview of what gut health is real quick so that those watching you get a better understanding. My internet's cutting in and out again. Guys, if I switch internet, I hope it doesn't drop the recording, but that might be the only solution here to fixing this. So very, very quickly, hopefully that fixes it. Gut health is this thing that we all have, right? We've got about 80 million neurons living in our digestive tract, and those neurons are directly influenced by the bacteria. How many bacteria are there? Well, in the human body, there's like 10 bacteria for every human cell. So we are more bacterial growth than we are human. That's just the way the body works. I'm not here to argue with it. I'm just saying we got a lot of bacteria in us. The immune system is held in the gut. The main hormone production for serotonin, melatonin, Satiety hormones, you think about, always having these cravings, this, that, and the other. All these hormones directly impacted, if not primarily made in the digestive tract. Allergies, that's a big one this time of year. There are a lot of people who deal with seasonal allergies. Hay fever, rheumatoid arthritis, that's a big one. All kinds of other issues. And if you look at chronic diseases, cystic fibrosis, MS, um, even autism, there are countless studies really at this point that tie gut health to the digestive tract. So before I get any deeper in that, why does the system work? Well, if you were to look at it as if you were looking at a garden, you're starting a garden. It's the beginning of the year. There are a couple of weeds that came up over the winter, and you want to pull those weeds out, right? That's the very first step that you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the fertilizer down, get the soil ready, and then you're going to put your seeds in. Our system works by pulling out the weeds in the digestive tract, by getting the junk out of there that doesn't belong in there. There's an enzyme in the probio, and when you put the probiotic in your system at night, what happens is it helps to plant the seeds for healthy growth. And that healthy growth shows up differently in anybody and everybody, because there are like 300-ish symptoms of poor gut health. Once you do that, in the morning, midday, you take your drink. It's a simple packet. It looks like this. This is actually the hunger control, which is a little bit bigger packet. And you mix it in with 16 ounces of water, and you drink it. And that's it. It fertilizes your digestive tract. It nourishes the good seeds that you put in there, and it gives your body the opportunity to work the way that it should. So that combination is the foundation of the gut health combo. If you are looking, you're like, you know what? I love the idea of gut health. Maybe I've got some IBS. You mentioned anxiety. You mentioned headaches, chronic fatigue, brain fog. That's a big one. You mentioned these different things. That sounds really good, but I also want to lose some weight. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people lose weight on the gut health combo. There is another combo that was just released that incorporates a detoxifying drink, and it incorporates plants that are naturally burning fat. That combination, if you were to look at it on paper and you were to compare the results of how it works and how some of the things that people are paying $1,000+ a month to get from their doctor work, they do the same thing. The difference is we aren't putting GLP-1 in our body. GLP-1 is a peptide that's naturally occurring. It exists in the body already. You're simply fueling the body to let it work the way that it needs to work. And I think that's the coolest thing, because if you take a look at all the different side effects, and don't get me wrong, there are benefits. If you're using it and you like it, I'm not hating. But when you detox the body, when you open up the pathways for the GLP-1 to work the way that it should, when your body is naturally burning fat and your metabolism's kicking in, it feels really, really good. So I mentioned that detox drink. I want to introduce you to Samantha. Her story is just phenomenal. I love it. She actually ended up going to the doctor and they sent her in for more tests because she got so much better. So, Samantha, if you would, I'd love to hear your story.
Yes. So a couple of years ago, I went to the doctor and I found out that I had stage 3 liver disease. And the reason why I got stage 3 liver disease was because I wasn't making the best food choices. I wasn't coping very well, wasn't exercising. And then, had already been taking Plexus products. And then I don't remember exactly when, but one day I was just scrolling on Facebook and I found out that Plexus had a new product and it was for liver detox. And when I saw that, I reached out to you and I told you, hey, I'm going to switch from the slim to the liver detox because I got stage 3 liver disease and let me see how this is going to help me. So I switched, and within a year, I don't know exactly when, but within a year, I went back to the doctor. They gave me a fibro scan. And when she told me the results, she said that I was no longer in any stage of liver disease. Still had a little bit of fatty liver, but that's better than being in any stage of liver disease.
And I remember when we first talked and you had gotten your numbers back and you're like, I want to be cautiously optimistic. Like, I want to feel good about this. We're going to get a scan done. We want to make sure. And it was the coolest thing, but I kept on looking at my calendar. I'm like, has she had her scan yet? I was so excited for you, and I am so excited for you. I think that's phenomenal. The Restore was only released to us a couple years ago, and there are a handful of people in our community who I've had the opportunity to meet and work with personally. And it's interesting that they have all noticed better liver function on it. If you look at the ingredients, it makes sense. I'll tell you, I looked at the ingredients independently because in the middle of doing Plexus, I also got a certification in health coaching for integrative nutrition. And I will tell you the value of that drink for what it does, for what it contains, for the purity, for the quality is phenomenal. Um, and I love that you've been able to do that. That happens to be one of the drinks that ties in with people who are looking to support that natural GLP-1 pathway. So, really cool how it all comes around. Everything just works together. And, at the end of the day, it works. It works. It's that simple. Everything we work with has a 60-day money back guarantee, though, because if you're anything like I was, um, maybe when somebody says, I feel amazing, you're like, yeah, right. Nobody feels amazing. That's not appropriate. And it's honestly kind of insulting. If you have been feeling a certain way for so long, if you've had a hard time getting to a certain health goal for so long, and all these people are like, you know, and then you see somebody who's like, I feel amazing. I feel great. I slept really great last night. It's easy to be skeptical. So we've got a 60-day money back guarantee. I'm going to encourage you, lean on that. Take your product consistently. Use it, abuse it, take advantage of the friend who sent you this video and have them put you in the groups so that you can see the benefits, you can learn how it's working for you. And if you get to a point when your friends are asking you, and I know Rachel's had people stop her in the parking lot of work saying, how did you lose 20 pounds? Like, you look phenomenal. And when that person comes up to you, you know that you have an affiliate link. You're not signed up to sell anything, at least not right away. But you can help a couple people get started if you want to get your product paid for. And Plexus will make sure that your product is paid for if you're starting to refer people like that. So with that, the one thing that I want to do as we close up here is I want to thank the woman who really has helped me through the years. If she had not said yes, none of us would be here in this group right now. I know I wouldn't be sharing. I hate to think about where I might be at because I know when my health was going downhill, it challenged my relationship, it challenged my ability to be a good parent, it challenged my performance at work. So without even trying to tell her story, because I couldn't touch it, I think it's phenomenal. I'm going to introduce Kristen Hawbaker Sowers, who also lives right here in North Carolina. And Kristen, I'm going to let you wrap it up.
Thank you. Okay, so Plexus found me back in 2014. And at that time, I was super sick. I was overweight, kind of just miserable in my body. Going through a lot of different things, going to the bathroom like over 10, 20 times a day, just plain miserable. And I got to the point where I needed to buy bigger clothes. And if you're a woman, you know what that feels like. And you know that it's like, I refuse to add another size to my closet. So we're going to do whatever it takes. And so a friend had been trying to get me to try these products for months and months. And I kept saying no because I didn't know what that stuff was. And finally decided to give it a shot. It took about 5 weeks. And I remember in that 5th week messaging her and saying, this stuff isn't working. I think I just want my money back because we get that 60-day money back guarantee, right? Which is 8 weeks. So 5 weeks. This is what I'm saying to her. She says, give it another 3 weeks. Let's just see. At this time, I had no idea what gut health was. I had Crohn's disease. I had severe IBS. So if my Crohn's was in remission, I was blessed enough to have IBS in between. I had migraines that would come weekly, that I was actually on a medication to prevent them, but still had breakthroughs. So I had a lot going on. In the 6th week, I messaged her and I was like, okay, so like I don't know that like I'm losing weight yet, but like my pants are looser and I'm not really going to the bathroom as much. And she was like, keep going. So fast forward, here we are, 2014, 12 years later. I am in full remission and have been for 10 years, 11 years. It took a year, but I'm in full remission, have been in full remission. Have had multiple colonoscopies where the doctor says, just keep doing what you're doing because everything looks great. He can't even believe how it looks in there after all of the trauma and all of the issues I've had. At my sickest, I was on 19 medications a day. And I was also receiving IV infusions at the hospital every 2 weeks. I was on a lot of medication. I was on high doses of steroids for years. Like, you're not supposed to stay on that stuff for long periods of time. I was on 50, 60 milligrams for 3 years straight. So most of what I had to lose was not weight at that point. When I started, it was inflammation from all the meds, from all the stress, from all the trauma over the years. And so I started getting sick when I was 12. Fast forward to the year 2014, I was sick for a really long time. But these products have completely transformed my life. I'm in full remission. I no longer have IBS. I no longer struggle with migraines. And it's all because of correcting my gut health, which these products have helped with. And I'll also touch a little bit on the restore that we were talking about earlier. In 2021, I was affected by COVID, where I lost my smell and taste, and it was 100% gone. My husband's returned 2 weeks after we got the sickness. Mine did not come back until we released Restore as a standalone product. I started that product, and a year later, I started to have improvements in my smell and taste. And I just actually posted in my stories that today we were at our 8th grade night for softball, and my daughter got a rose, and I smelled the rose, and I literally smelled it. I haven't smelled a rose in 5 years. So my liver is releasing toxins. My body is continuing to heal all these years later. And it's just amazing that when you are consistent and you stick with this, the way your body can come around and heal itself. And so it was just an exciting moment I wanted to share. But I give that to the Restore and the consistency. And just, if you give it the time, your body will work with you. It will heal, and it can do amazing things.
I had not yet caught your stories, and I know we have talked over and over again about your long COVID symptoms. That's incredible. Like,
Exciting.
I am so happy for you. I know things have smelt like burnt rubber or cigarettes are just horrible and not tasted good. That is, I've got to imagine that was a little bit emotional for you this evening. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, if you're watching this call, I got a little bit off script, and I will say there are a handful of things that might impact your gut health. So if you're sitting here and you're like, I don't know, anybody here, stress in your life, that can damage gut health. Regular doses of antibiotics, that can also damage your gut health. Think about alcohol, tobacco, artificial sweeteners, preservatives, environmental exposure, poor sleep, all different things that can impact your gut health. When I started learning that, again, my background is very much military experience and overseas deployment. I was like, I had all those things, and the doctor didn't know what was going on in my body. Check this out. Give it a shot. Reach out to the friend who shared it to you. And before I go off script, I'm going to go off just a little bit more. Kristen, if you had one piece of advice that you could offer to someone who was on the fence, what would you tell them?
don't hesitate to try one more thing. This was I will try one more thing and then I'm done. And so just don't hesitate to try one more thing, because this thing addresses the root cause. This thing gets to the bottom of it, and just give it time to work and amazing things can happen. I mean, this call is proof.
I love it. You guys, the reason you're seeing this video is because somebody cared enough to share it with you. They wanted you to see it. They wanted you to know that it's possible. They wanted you to feel better and to be able to show up in a way that is totally different. And honestly, it's a little bit hard to describe. But we have a growing community with incredible men and women. And if you're watching this, I am going to look forward to having you on this call so that in a few months you can be sharing your own story. You can be sharing your own results and your own success. And you can be telling other people that you feel amazing, whether you want to share or not, just for you to be able to walk around feeling confident. Maybe you don't have to know where the bathroom is all the time. Maybe you can wake up in the morning 5 minutes before your alarm clock and feel pretty good about it. This is an incredible journey. I can't wait to hear your story, and reach out to your friend who sent this to you before the month is over, because we have a sale going on right now and you'll want to take advantage of that. All right.